everyone, and how are you doing? Today, I thought we would talk about synchronicity and the magic of synchronicity and how meditation can amplify the miraculous. So welcome to another episode of the Holistic Transformation Podcast, where we explore the interconnection between holistic health and spiritual development. I'm your host, Dr. Beverly, and today we are diving deep into the world of synchronicity and how meditation can amplify these meaningful coincidences almost to the point where it feels like magic. How does it happen? How are miracles, or are they just the universe giving you what you want? I'll let you answer that question. Are they miracles, or is that just the universe responding? So how can we look at this? So have you ever had one of those moments where everything seemed to just align perfectly and you didn't plan it? It just, whoa, this just happened. Maybe you were thinking about an old friend and then all of a sudden the phone rings out of the blue and there they are. They're on the phone. What causes that? Maybe you're searching for a solution to a problem and the answer just suddenly appears in an unexpected way. I'll be asking a question and then I'll look on YouTube and all of a sudden something I don't subscribe to will pop up and I'll listen to it and I'll have a feeling I should listen to it, and I do, and it answers the question and I go, oh my gosh. Or when we had bookstores, this happened a lot. It was like a hook would pull me into the store and a book would fall off the shelf and open to a page, and on that very page was the answer to my question. Now it's more, it pops up on YouTube because I don't go to that many bookstores. I buy a lot of books still, but there aren't a lot of bookstores around anymore. People used to hang out in bookstores, and now I don't know what happened to bookstores, but they're all gone now. So I guess in some small towns there might be some specialty bookstores, but the big at least where I live, there's no big box stores anymore. Whereas it used to be anywhere you went, you could find a bookstore. So these moments are often referred to as synchronicities. It's a term coined by the psychologist Carl Jung, the psychologist, not the physicist. Carl Jung. He said synchronicity refers to events that are meaningful coincidences if they seem to occur out of the blue, but have great meaning to your current desires or needs. That's synchronicity. So a friend of mine just sent me an email this week, and she was telling me this amazing story about how she was traveling. She went to see a friend, and it was too long of a drive to go home. So she was going to spend the night at a hotel. And she got there and she had no wallet, no driver's license, no credit cards, nothing. And the manager says, well, we can't let you stay. She had prepaid the room. So the clerk behind the desk said, no, I'll take care of it. And so she overrode her own boss and says, I'll take care of it. And because my friend had her receipt with her and it had prepaid, they had it in the system that she had prepaid, she said, I'm going to fix it so that you can check in. And she also fixed it so that she says any incidentals will be charged to the credit card on file. So even though she had no credit cards with her, so now she had a room to stay in and she could eat dinner. So instead of having to either spend the night in the car or keep driving through the middle of the night, which is dangerous if you're tired. I've had to do that before. That's very unpleasant. She was able to spend the night because this person helped her out. And so there's a lot of gratitude in that, but there's also a lot of synchronicities that this woman just overrode her own boss to say, no, I'm going to help this woman to stay here tonight and make sure she gets her dinner. So it turns out she'd left her wallet at home. It was okay. But it just triggered me that maybe we should talk about synchronicities tonight and how the magic of the universe is so awesome. And how do you increase synchronicities in your life? Well, the answer is very simple. Through meditation. The more you meditate, the more synchronicities you have. So synchronicity is more than just a coincidence. It's a profound alignment that seems to defy the laws of probability. It suggests a deeper connection between our inner world and our outer world and our experiences. Carl Jung described it as an acausal connecting principle. So acausal. So causal is things that are one thing causes another. Acausal, there is no thing that causes it. So it's an acausal connecting principle, indicating that these events are connected not by causality, but by meaning. So it was meaningful for you, or meaningful for my friend in this case, to be able to have a room for the night. And so the universe stepped in and got this woman to show a lot of love to help my friend. So in other words, for many, experiencing synchronicity can feel like receiving a gift from the universe, helping us with what seems like something right out of the blue. It just, wow, I didn't expect that. Years ago, I wanted to work for the airline. I was going to school at the University of Hawaii, and I needed a job. And I had some friends that worked for airlines. And I went down to United Airlines at the airport, and they refused to give me an application. And I was working at McInerney's, it's a department store at the time. I had to work, I think I had 3 jobs to try and pay for my school. And one of them was as a sales clerk at McInerney's, a department store. And I needed to eat. So there was a restaurant next door. So I'd ordered a takeout, and I was standing there, and I'm, standing dejected. And there was a man in a white shirt and black pants, and I thought he was like the maitre d'. And he says, "You look really down." I says, "I know. I just spent hours at the airport trying to get an application for a job at United Airlines, and they wouldn't even give me an application." Well, little did I know, he was the manager of the United Airlines ticket agents, which was right next door. So he says, "Come with me." And so he took me over there, and he gave me an application just right out of the blue. And I ended up working for United for 10 years. So they gave me a job, and I worked for them for a very long time. So in other words, for many, experiencing synchronicity can feel like receiving a gift. And that's what it was. I got a gift. And I was employed for them. I started out in reservations, but eventually I worked for them in computers. And that's how I got my start in computers, was with United Airlines. So how do we increase the occurrence of these meaningful coincidences, right? Don't you want more of that? So that's where meditation becomes important. So meditation is a practice that calms the mind, centers our thoughts, and connects us with our deeper self. So when we meditate, we tune into the universe. It's a heightened state of awareness that makes us more receptive to the subtle signs and synchronicities around us. Like, what if I'd been so dejected that I didn't respond to this guy? But I thought, well, he was safe because I thought he was the maitre d'. So my gut told me he was okay to talk to. So when he talked to me, I came out of my dejected trance, and he helped me. So that's what happens when you trust your intuition, and that's what happens when you meditate. It really builds up that trust in your gut feelings. How is this possible? Well, today I'm going to give you 5 ways to use meditation to increase synchronicity in your everyday life. So number 1 is increased awareness. So meditation sharpens your focus. It heightens your awareness. So when you are more present and mindful, you're better able to notice the synchronicities that occur in your daily life. And maybe you have many missed opportunities because you were stuck in the past, or you were daydreaming, you weren't in the present moment. And meditation heightens your awareness so that you're in the present moment. So you notice when your gut's telling you, don't go left, go right. Don't park here, park over there. And you may never know why you had that feeling. I don't even ask anymore. I just, oh, you want me to go over there? Okay, no problem. I just do whatever. I follow that feeling, and you'll get to know that feeling because you become more and more attuned to it the more you meditate. And because you live in the moment, you see things as they occur rather than being distracted by mundane whatever. Because what you worry about is what you're manifesting. So don't worry. Just, okay, that happened. Okay. Oh, the people are coming across the border. Okay. Is it affecting you directly? No, if it's not affecting you directly, there's nothing you can do about it. So don't worry about it. You can pray for them. I mean, these are people who have lost their home. They've lost everything. In some cases, if they're women, they've been raped. If they're children, they're being trafficked. And I'm probably going to get hits on that. But you get the idea. It says if you can't do anything about it, all you can do is set an intention. Set an intention and let the universe deal with it. Put it into the flow. I don't want to see this anymore. I want it stopped. Okay. Number 2, enhanced intuition. So you will become more in tune to those gut feelings or however you get your information. So a regular meditation practice strengthens your intuition. You begin to trust those gut feelings and your inner guidance. It becomes stronger and you begin to believe it because, oh, I just had that feeling. Oh, and the last time I had that feeling, this happened. I remember one time I was doing this. It's called Dragon King ritual. When I followed this first living Buddha that I followed, he taught us to do this Dragon King ritual. I won't go into the details, but I did the ritual, and you do it for 2 weeks, and then you're supposed to go to the ocean and send this to the ocean. So I'm about to leave the house to go to the ocean, and I get a really strong message: take a camera, take a camera, take a camera. It was a beautiful day, and this was 30 years ago. I wasn't as good at listening back then. And I said, why do I need a camera? It's a beautiful day. I'm just going to go. I'm going to drop this off at the ocean, and then I'm going to leave. I got to the ocean, and I looked up at the sky. And up in the sky was one cloud in the shape of the Dragon King. Wow, I should have brought the camera. I lost that beautiful moment. I'm a camera geek. I take cameras everywhere. Why didn't I take a camera that day? I don't know. But that's when I learned, okay, when I get that feeling, and you'll know that feeling when you miss an opportunity and you had the feeling and you didn't do it, you will start to notice, oh, I've got this feeling. I better go with the flow. It's telling me to do this. I'm going to do that. So you will get that enhanced intuition and it'll become very strong for you. Number 3, alignment with purpose. And today I heard a podcast and they said, you don't really have a purpose. It's up to you to figure it out. I disagree completely. I think we make agreements before we come in. One of the agreements is these are the things I want to learn. And so you're going to be given certain skills so that you can learn those things. And you probably learned some of those skills in a past life. And then you're going to have if you do astrology, you're going to notice where your North Node is. Those are the skills that you agreed to learn. Now, how you learn them is up to you. Let's say you have in your chart that you're going to be a great teacher. Well, let's see, you could go to school and become a teacher in academia, K through 12 or college or whatever. Or you could do like I do and you do workshops, or maybe at work, you're just always helping people by explaining things to them. There's many ways you could implement that skill. It doesn't have to be a single way. You just say, I want to be like this or learn this or do this, and let the universe figure out how for you. So as you meditate, you create those alignments and intentions. Remember, we set the intention. So you set the intention. I set the intention a long time ago that one day I wanted to be a doctor and help people with their health. And I really enjoy teaching. And what do I do now? I get to teach and help people using spirituality to help them heal. So could I have imagined 30 years ago that I would be sitting on Zoom doing podcasts? I couldn't even imagine that 5 years ago. When I was told I had to start a podcast, I went, what? I have to do what? And here I am doing podcasts. So this is like my third year doing podcasts. So the universe figures it out for you. So that's your alignment with your purpose. You just say, here's my purpose. And if you're not sure, it's in your astrology chart. Look for the North Node. It'll tell you. But sometimes people incarnate to say, I agree that I will do a certain thing. And what does Dolores Cannon calls it? Chosen ones. Yeah. Chosen one is just someone that agreed to do a certain thing. Maybe your Aunt Mabel and you incarnated to help raise your nieces and nephews. That's a really incredible purpose, because raising kids is the most important thing anybody can do. And maybe that was what you agreed to do in this life. So we have these purposes that we agree to as a soul. And so meditation will help you to understand that. And the synchronicities will bring that into your life so that you can accomplish those missions. And if you don't accomplish them, I've heard where we each have 6 exit points that we can use. So you can decide to leave, and one of 2 things will happen. You'll leave early and someone else will do what you agreed to do. Or number 2, you'll end up leaving and you'll have a walk-in. So some other soul will walk into your body and take over. I've met several walk-ins over the years where they knew they were a walk-in and they knew why, and they knew the soul that left and why that soul left. It happens. They may not tell you unless they know you're open to finding out they're a walk-in, but it does happen where they're walk-ins. Or they die young. Or my mother took an early exit. She wasn't young, but she died too soon. My dad was given 6 months to live. He lived for many years. He did not die when the doctor said he would die, but my mother did, because she couldn't get a divorce. Instead of getting a divorce, she stuck it out, and the stress just did her in. So that's what happens if you have an issue and you don't heal it. And we have a long family history of staying in marriages we need to get out of. It took me, I was in a marriage for 20 years that I should have gotten out of after 10. Sometimes we get in those relationships because of old karmic stuff, and it was old karma. And I was able to leave in a way that didn't leave karma. So we don't have to do that dance again in the future. But it took me 10 extra years to do that. Wasted a lot of time, but I learned, and I was able to break that cycle. So that's what's going on with a number of relationships. They're old karmic relationships. People are not happy in them. Why are you there? Move on. And don't move on in anger. Move on in love. Say, it's just not working. I love you, but it isn't working. Let's go our separate ways. And you go your separate way. It's okay. You don't have to do it in anger. You don't have to be nasty. You don't have to be pissed off. You just know that the relationship has run its course. And that's where having, number 4, a positive vibration. Okay. So meditating will raise your vibration. Now, vibration is raised in frequency. Some people say raise your frequency. No, you raise your vibration, which is how you measure it as a frequency. But it's your vibration. Everything is moving. If you listen to Nikola Tesla, he talks about everything is about moving, and it moves in waves. Okay, there's no photon particle. You just captured a moment in time for a light wave. Okay, so light is conscious and it's a wave. And so you have this positive vibration And like attracts like. So the higher your vibration, the more you're going to attract people who are like you. So if you go around depressed and down all the time, you're going to attract people who are depressed and down all the time. If you go around happy all the time, you're going to attract other people who are happy all the time. So by meditating, you are raising this vibration to a more positive energy, because when you're in gratitude and you're living your purpose and you're happy, you're not going to be in a negative mood. And if you find yourself in a negative mood, you go and do a meditation and clear that out. I don't stay in it. If something happens that I don't like, I immediately meditate. What did I need to learn? Why did this happen? How do I fix this? It just miraculously gets fixed right then and there. It's part of that energy in the universe. We call it synchronicity tonight. So that's how they occur, because we keep our vibration up, and like attracts like, as the saying goes. And so we bring more of that higher vibration back into our life as when we operate from that state. Number 5, letting go of control. So one of the key aspects of meditation is learning to let go of control and go into the flow. So everything has a flow, nothing stands still. And so when you meditate, you just sort of go with that flow. So this openness allows you to be more flexible and adaptable. It's like if you're rigid and a big wind comes along, you'll break, like a limb breaking off of a tree. Whereas if you're more like wheat and you bend with the wind, you're not going to break. And that's what meditation helps you with. It helps you to be with that flow like the wheat, so that you just go with the wind. It doesn't mean that you're being blown around and you have no direction or focus. It just means you are who you are. You're in the ground. You're grounded, but you don't let all of the events happening around you affect you. You just follow the flow. So the Buddhists call this being on the wheel of Dharma, Dharma, the wheel of Dharma, and that's when the wheel is always moving, right? It goes round and round, and sometimes it's up and sometimes it's down, and you're just going with this flow. You live in the flow. Maybe you've heard that: be in the flow, live in the flow. So if you're trying to swim upstream, this can be exhausting and you could end up drowning. Whereas if you go with the flow of the river, you let the river carry you. All you have to do is keep your head above the water. Maybe you find a log and you hang onto the log, and it keeps you above the water, and the two of you are just flowing downstream. It doesn't take any effort at all. And that's what we mean by being in the flow. You're going with the energy says, okay, I want to do this, but this isn't the right times, but I can do this. And by doing that, you learn something that helps you. And then all of a sudden the river turns, and all of a sudden you're manifesting exactly what you wanted, because you went with the flow, and the universe gave you everything you needed to actually get to that desire that you wanted in the first place. So now that we know that meditation helps with synchronicities, let's talk about how to meditate. And I've got a few principles for you to know to help you start your practice today. And so I've got 6 steps to increase synchronicities in your life. So step number 1, find a quiet place. So you want a place where you're not going to be interrupted. So if you live with other people, family, whatever, they need to know that when you're wherever it is, you don't want to be disturbed. It means turning off your phone. I don't even take my phone with me. I leave it on my desk and I meditate in my bedroom. So you have a place where you meditate, where you're not going to be disturbed. My animals know, don't bother mommy when she's meditating. And I know today when I got through meditating, I looked up and my dog was on the bed, and he was just laying there waiting for me to stop meditating. And because he knows when I'm through, I'm going to take him for a walk. So he was just laying there quietly waiting for me. Now, I don't know about cats. I don't know what they do when you meditate. I don't have cats, but all the dogs I've ever had in the past 30 years, which were quite a few, they all knew when I was meditating that they are to be quiet. One of them would lay on my feet. She was probably one of the strongest healers I've ever had as a dog. She was incredible. And she would just lay there and be quiet. So even your animals will know. So if you can't find a quiet place, eventually you will be able to meditate anywhere at any time for any length of time. You can do a quick meditation, you can do a long meditation, pretty much anywhere. But when you're first starting out, it's better if you can find a quiet place, even if the only place you can find is to go in the bathroom and close the door, or go and sit in the car, whatever you have to do to be away from everyone, distractions, noises, whatever you need to do, because that will really, really help. So you want to be comfortable. If you need pillows or something, and you can be in a number of different positions. Like a lot of people will sit. Well, some people can't sit. So stand, walk, go for a walk, walking out in the woods, walking around a body of water, or just stand. If you're blessed to be near an ocean, you just stand there and watch the waves. You can lay down. Now, if you're not an experienced meditator, I don't recommend laying down because you'll probably fall asleep. But when I do long shamanic journeys, I will typically lay down, because you don't want your head flopping over in the middle of a 2 or 3 or 4 hour meditation. Although I have been known to do 5-hour meditation sitting up, because I know how to keep my head up when I'm meditating. But until you get to that point, if you want to do a long meditation, you want to lay down and be comfortable. But be comfortable. That's the bottom line. Get in a position, so get a nice quiet place and be in a position that is comfortable, so that you can be grounded and centered and get into a deep meditation. Number 2, set an intention. So we've been talking about intention all through this talk. Think about what you want to attract into your life. What is it that you want? Is it a better relationship? Is it a new relationship? Is it a new job? Is it health? Do you want to improve your health? Maybe you want to lose weight. What is it you want? What is it you want to learn? What guidance do you need? Do you have a specific issue you want to work with? Do you need to connect with someone? Or do you just want more meaningful experiences? So create that intention. Maybe your intention is I just want to do a meditation today. That was my intention this morning. I just want to meditate. Whatever comes up, let me know. Although I did ask for a healing and DNA repair, I do that at least once a day. But it was just that simple. That was all I asked for. Number 3 is focus. So focus is an anchor. So you use your breath, and you can just focus on your breath. You can pay attention to what's going on in your body. Are there any pains? If I feel any pain when I first start to meditate, make that pain go away. I know the other day I sat down and had a pain in one of my shoulders. I don't know what it was. I said, make that go away. It went away. It's gone. Didn't come back. So you can just notice what's going on in your body, and slowly breathing in and slowly breathing out. And I recommend you go in and out through your nose. And your inhale and your exhale should be the same. Maybe you count 4 in, 4 out, 5 in, 5 out, however long. Just make the in and the out even. And just let your thoughts go. So you're going to have thoughts. I've heard people say, clear your mind so you don't have thoughts. You know what? You can't clear your mind. If you have no thoughts, you're dead. Okay? You're going to have thoughts. There's nothing you can do about it. What you can do is not follow the thought. And that's what a lot of people do. They have a thought and they go, I was supposed to do this. Well, then I'll make a list. And before you know it, you've got 4 conversations going on in your head. That's called monkey mind. Instead, just say, I forgot. Okay. Next thought. Da-da-da. Okay. Next thought. Okay. And what happens is your thoughts become further and further apart, because you're not following, you're not adding on to the thought, you're just noticing it and letting it go. And so when you're not focusing, on your breath or whatever you're going to focus on in your meditation. Maybe it's music, whatever you're going to focus on. You've got all this jumble of thoughts going on, and there's no room for anything to come in. Whereas when you stop following your thoughts, all of a sudden there's little gaps between the thoughts. And the more you meditate and the longer you meditate, the bigger the gaps become. And that's when the magic happens. That's when really cool things. Now, you won't have magic with every meditation, unfortunately. But when the magic happens, oh my gosh, keep a journal and write that down, because it's awesome when you have a magic moment in meditation. Maybe a being comes to you and gives you a lesson, or maybe you have you figured out, how did Tesla figure out all the things he did? He figured it out by meditating. So it all comes in those spaces. Those spaces are magic. That's where the magic happens. So just notice the thought and let it go. Stay focused. Focus on the breath, focus on the music, focus on whatever it is you want to focus on, and just let everything else go. The itches, the whatever, just let them go. And just wait for the magic to happen in the meditation. And when it does, it's pretty awesome. So number 4 is expand your awareness. So visualize yourself aligning with the flow of the universe. So imagine light surrounding you, connecting you to a higher vibration. Okay. And what colored light? If you've ever had an aura photo, you might know what color your aura is. Mine is blue, mostly blue. There's a little bit of purple, a little bit of green, but it's mostly blue. You can surround yourself with white light. I like to do a lot of chakra clearing, and the 7 chakras are the 7 primary colors in the rainbow. And when you do that, when you have all those colors together, what do you have? You have white light. So you can do that. You can be golden light. Someone I listened to today said a lot of people today are using pink gold. So some people use, what's that guy's name? I can't think of his name. Saint Germain. There's a violet flame of Saint Germain. Maybe if you follow Saint Germain, you want the violet flame. Or maybe you use an energy system that's a certain color, like Reiki is a sort of a purple color. So whatever color you want, you can use that light and surround yourself with that light. There's no right or wrong. Do whatever works for you. Okay, number 5 is surrender. Just release your intention to the universe. You don't need to focus on it. You just think, okay, I'm going to meditate today and I want DNA repair and any download you think I might know at this time. Simple as that. That's what I did this morning. So whatever it is, and then you just let it go. You don't need to think about it anymore. You don't need to say it over and over. You don't need to go, oh, should I do this? Should I do that? No, you just let it go one time and just trust that whatever was meant is going to come to you in your life at the right time. So everything is about timing. So sometimes we want things now, and now isn't the right time. So we need to give the universe time to train us and get us prepared so that when it does come, we're ready for it. So we surrender our control and remain open to possibilities. Okay? Remember, we just say what the universe will show us how. So there's no need to determine the how. The universe will figure that out. Anyone that you need to partner with is going to come into your life. Any resources you need are going to come into your life one way or another. You only need to intend the outcome that you want. Okay, number 6 is gratitude. Gratitude is a state of being. You want to be in that state of gratitude because it makes you happy. I'm happy every night before I go to bed. I'm so grateful that I still have all my friends and family. They're all healthy. No one's sick. If someone is sick, I ask them to have blessings, but I'm grateful that they're still with me. I've been very blessed. So many people have lost people in 2020 and since 2020, and I haven't lost anyone. I've been very grateful for that. I still have all my family. They're all my friends. Well, I did lose one friend, but it was before the big C happened in 2020. But other than that, I haven't lost any friends. So that's something that I am extremely grateful for every night. I talk about how grateful. And at my age, when the sun comes up in the morning, oh boy, I got another day. Hey. And when I go to bed at night, oh, that was a great day. Thank you for that. I had a roof over my head. I had a beautiful dog that I got to walk. I got to be outside with the flowers. Today I took pictures of flowers. And had a nice walk, and I did all kinds of things today. So what are you grateful for? How are you grateful? How do you express that gratitude? And that is one of the best ways to end a meditation, is to just thank the universe for its guidance, its synchronicities, and whatever you want to experience, and just live in that grateful state, live in a state of gratitude. You can't talk, sorry. So I've used this process personally. I've given you a number of examples to help me with my own health. I've improved my health. I've fixed some things that were broken. I've been removing obstacles. I've been helping my business. I've gotten help with relationships. I mean, we all need help with relationships once in a while. And an example of that is I once had a friend at work, and she was a reverend in a church and wanted me to join the church, and I took some classes and I didn't like them and I quit, and I told her I didn't like the church, and so we kind of parted on. We didn't part angry, but it wasn't. We had been through a lot together, and because the company was shutting down, we both had left very quickly. And I just felt, wow, I really would like to have said goodbye to her. And I got a message, go to the credit union right now. Well, in the middle of the day while I'm at work, get up in the middle of the day and leave work, go to the credit union. What? But it was so strong. Normally I would go after work or I'd go on the weekend. I said, okay, fine, I'll go now. So I go there and I deposit my check. And as I'm walking out the door, my friend walks in. And we were able to, and she says, I can't believe this. I never come at this time, but something told me to leave work in the middle of the day and go to the credit union. And we ran into each other because we both went to the same credit union, which was located where we used to work. And we were able to say our goodbyes and part happy. And that's because the two of us were both meditators, and we followed our gut feeling that said, do this now. And we bumped into each other. That is how magical synchronicity is when you meditate and you learn to trust those gut feelings. So by incorporating meditation into your daily life, you will start to experience these synchronicities, and your life will just unfold like magic. It's really incredible. So remember, synchronicity is a natural part of the flow of life. Expect synchronicity to happen. Expect it, because it will. You are that powerful. I know a lot of people have no clue how powerful they are. You have the ability to create the life of your dreams, the life you want. Now, does that mean you're going to be the richest person in the world? Probably not. You probably don't have a soul agreement to do that. Not everybody's going to be the richest person in the world. And if you look at a lot of the rich people, a lot of them have some pretty dark things that they do. Do you want to do that in your life? I don't. Although you don't have to do bad things to have money. You just have to get rid of your barriers to money. And you can do that with meditation. Okay, so take the time out each day to quiet your mind, to be in gratitude, to set your intentions, and then trust the universe to give you what you want. And the universe will respond in amazing ways. And if you want to know more, you can go to omforsuccess.com. It's a free program. There's no advertising. It's evergreen, so you can do it whenever you want. And it will help you with your meditation. And it even has a masterclass at the end that helps you understand your physical aspects based on the 5 elements, so that you can keep yourself healthy. It's very important these days to be healthy, and it's harder and harder, I think, with everything going on. So I really appreciate your joining us today on the Holistic Spiritual Transformation podcast. And if you enjoyed the episode at all, I would appreciate your sharing this with others. And if you can poke the like and subscribe down below, it does help with all the algorithm. So I'm very grateful for that. And so stay mindful, stay open, and embrace the synchronicities that come to you and all of the possibilities. And remember to be the light you want to see in the world.